Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome aboard Life Launchpad, your go-to channel for practical advice and guidance to launch your dreams into reality. I'm your host, Andrew Savina. Today, I'm back with another financial scoop video. Yes, I know I didn't do one last week, but last week was pretty much a little bit calmer. This week, there's a lot more to, digest and get into. And, I'm going to get right into it. And the first thing that I want to talk about is the Fed interest rates. So last week, the Fed, they got together, they did their little meeting, they talked, did stuff, but everyone had their anticipations, everybody had their idea on what was going to happen, and they raised the interest rates. The target rate is 5.25 to 5.5% now, and it has been anticipated for a while now, like even in the beginning of July and end of June, people are already saying that was going to happen, so that's not such a big shocker for us. It's just what they were expected. But because of that, most stocks were not impacted by it because, since people already were aware that this was most likely going to happen, stocks and markets didn't change much. People were just anticipating it, waiting for it to happen. So it was just a calm thing. U.S. chief economist Joe Bruxell, I believe that's how you say, Bruslad. He said that the reason it's not impacting is because they need to give people time to digest these past interest rate hikes. Like if they keep giving these, hike after hike, people aren't getting the time to adapt and adjust into what it truly means. So you need to give time and let the economy, work into back, into normal state, I guess you could say. But with this hike, it is the highest that we have seen since 2001. Think about that, 22 years. I wasn't even born in 2001, and these are the highest rates that we've seen. It was in 2001, it was the average, the goal, the one they wanted was around 5.5. I believe they said it was. And that's crazy. It's 22 years since then. But that being said, rates are going up. September, they're supposed to meet in September, and there is talks that it's most likely going to be another hike. So we could expect it to be the target being 5.75, somewhere around there. Obviously, I don't know. I'm not a financial advisor, but that's realistically what it could be and what the hike might be. So be on the lookout for that, or the economy might adjust, come back to its normal state. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see it for that. Point number 2 is monster reports. Two of the biggest companies in the world, Apple and Amazon, both have their earnings reports this week. And, that's a big thing because, two of these large corporations in the world that, control such big online, not online, Amazon's an online business, but Apple also, just big presence. Apple being one of the leading, tech, phones, computers, a lot, especially with their VR, that augmented AR that they're working on. And then Amazon obviously being one of the largest, if not the largest, online sales, marketing, e-commerce brands. That's what I was looking for. E-commerce brands, that or Shopify. I don't know which one it is, but I assume it's Amazon. So those earnings reports are coming out. Be on the lookout for that. That's a big thing. It'll be, it'll make moves in the market. Amazon right now is around 130. Apple's around 190. Not exactly, but it's around that. So, Apple, you can see Apple going to 200 potentially. Maybe you can see it going down depending on how the earnings went. Obviously with the augmented reality and the partnership with Unity and everything, there's a lot of hype, a lot of, excitement. A lot of people are looking out for it. So it could be a positive sign. Other companies, though, that are also releasing the reports are AMD, Starbucks, Pfizer, and Uber. Those are four, big companies, don't get me wrong, but, obviously a little smaller than Amazon and Apple. They're releasing their earnings this week as well. In a busy week. AMD, obviously, with their processors, GPU, I did a video talking about a while ago. I don't remember which one it was, but they have a new processor, the GPU, I believe, that they're releasing. They want to release at end of December for. It's supposed to work very well with AI and crypto mining. So that'll be an interesting thing. See how that does. If that plays a role or anything. If there's any news on that, we'll see about that. Starbucks has been doing well. It was doing well, went back down. Now it's kind of recovering. So we'll see how they do. Pfizer, Uber, just gotta wait and see how it goes. A lot of earnings reports. Friday are jobs reports. So that's gonna be an interesting one too. Jobs reports. I forgot to we mentioned that. Job reports on Friday for covering in July, so that'll be interesting. That always is an interesting fact to look at. And then the final thing that I want to talk about was last week's earnings reports. NASDAQ obviously doing really well, and it was led by Alphabet, Google, and Meta, Facebook. So those are two big stocks. Facebook was down to 290, and then after their earnings, they went back up to 310-ish, around their range. Alphabet also skyrocketed around $10, around 8% after their earnings, are around 130-ish, I want to say. So, you know, those are two also big stocks from last week that in the market that are leading, and then they really did the surge for NASDAQ, you know, and caused NASDAQ to increase on the week. And then the final financial point that I want to talk about for this week is caution. Just caution ahead. You know, those big road signs that say caution, work ahead, or whatever. Stocks have been on such a high growth over the course of 2023, and it doesn't seem like there's much slowing down. You know, you see the occasional little dip, and then it bounces right back in, or unless something happens, like Tesla's recall, obviously that caused it to go down for a little bit. But stocks have been just on this rise for so much, and it's causing people to speculate and see if there's any reason to, you know, be worried, you know, with all this buying. There might be a sell-off, people are saying. So, you know, you never know what could happen. This year, we are up 19%. The S&P is up 19%, I want to say. I believe that's 19%. And so when you think about that, 19% in 7 months, almost 8 months, that's mind-blowing. That's really, truly mind-blowing. So that's crazy. The next thing is that August, I'm going to throw in a little chart that I found. August has been the second worst month in the S&P over the last 3 decades, and it is just a crazy fun fact that I found out. I didn't even know. It's like, obviously, people that are like higher up, do this more research than I do, will know which months are the worst and which months are the best. But that was a fun fact that I found out. The S&P 500, second worst month, August. So we're going into August. We'll see how that plays out. Obviously, you never know, but we shall see. Another fun fact is that call options have outpaced put options for the first time since December of 2021. You know, this is nothing to be worried about, I guess, but it's just an interesting fact because people are speculating that the market has just been growing so much, but yet nobody's betting against the markets. And, you know, it's becoming really cheap. You can buy put options for the cheapest you've seen in a while. And it just seems that nobody's looking to hedge against the market right now. So that's just some food for thought. Not a financial advisor, but just something interesting that I realized and noticed and read into. Could be a big issue, could not be an issue. Who knows? That plus August being the second worst month. I guess we'll see. It's a fast world out there. Information is flying. This week especially, there's going to be a lot coming out. Analysts are skeptical. Analysts are looking at everything. You never know what might happen. Make sure to do your own research. Look into it. Stay up to date. You don't want to be behind this week. With that being said, if you enjoyed this video, drop a like, subscribe. I'm going to keep making these financial scoop videos because I personally enjoy them. I like the information I get to learn, and then I love giving it to you guys so that you can stay aware. And yeah, that's all I have for you. Don't forget, the power to transform your lives lies within you. Don't stop learning, don't stop growing, and don't stop launching towards your dreams. I'm your host, Andrew Savina, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.